Welcome to the Deep Dive, where we plunge into a stack of information articles, research your notes, and distill it into the most impactful nuggets of knowledge and insight. Our mission today is to arm you with a shortcut to being genuinely well-informed on a topic many of you are intensely curious about. Building lean, functional muscle naturally, right from your own home. We're specifically focusing on strategies tailored for American kitchens and just your body weight, proving you don't need a fancy gym or exotic supplements to make real progress.
That's right. Today, we're unpacking a comprehensive guide designed for exactly that, those looking to make consistent, natural gains without needing expensive equipment or a dedicated gym membership. We'll dive deep into the fundamental science behind muscle growth, the nutrition strategies that leverage foods common in American grocery stores, and practical bodyweight training methods that are truly accessible to anyone, anywhere. This deep dive is all about empowering you to transform your body by maximizing the resources you already have at your fingertips.
So, if you're an American male, perhaps in your late teens to mid-30s, looking to gain muscle with limited resources, maybe no gym access, and a focus on basic, accessible nutrition, then consider this deep dive, custom-tailored specifically for you. We're going to cover everything from the underlying fascinating science of how muscles actually grow to practical weekly workout plans you can execute in your living room. And critically, how to optimize your diet with everyday American foods that are not only easy to find, but also, budget-friendly and simple to prepare.
And we won't stop there. We'll also touch on smart optional supplement usage, dispelling myths and focusing on what truly provides a measurable benefit. More importantly, we'll tackle the mental game, the discipline, motivation, and common pitfalls to avoid for beginners. This isn't about quick fixes or unrealistic Instagram-fueled promises. This is about sustainable, science-backed strategies you can implement starting today, setting you up for long-term natural success in your muscle-building journey. It's about empowering you with practical knowledge.
Okay, let's unpack this and start with the foundational knowledge. Before we jump into specific meal plans and the nitty-gritty of exercises, it's absolutely crucial to understand what's actually happening inside your body when you build muscle. It's not just about grunting through a workout, right? There's a fascinating, intricate biological process at play. Once you grasp this, your efforts become far more intentional, focused, and ultimately, well, more effective.
What's fascinating here is the core concept of hypertrophy. That's just the scientific term for muscle growth. This is the physiological process where your muscle fibers, after being challenged, essentially break down at a microscopic level and then repair themselves. But here's the key. They grow back stronger and larger than before. Think of it like this. When you challenge your muscles through exercise, you're creating tiny, controlled, microscopic damage, almost like hairline cracks in a wall. Your body, in its incredible wisdom, doesn't just patch up those cracks. It rebuilds the wall with stronger, thicker material, reinforcing it to better handle future stresses. This overcompensation, this adaptive response to stress, is the fundamental mechanism behind getting bigger and stronger. It's a remarkable built-in system.
That's a great analogy, the body not just repairing, but upgrading. So what specifically triggers this breakdown and repair cycle? What are the precise signals that tell your body, hey, it's time to initiate this growth process and build a stronger wall?
The guide highlights three primary triggers that, in combination, provide the most potent signal for muscle growth. And this is a key insight for many. While you've probably felt the burn or soreness, understanding these specific triggers allows you to optimize your home workouts. First, we have mechanical tension. This is the sheer force placed directly on the muscle when it contracts against resistance. Imagine the actual pulling or pushing you do in an exercise, like driving yourself up during a push-up or slowly lowering yourself during a squat. It's about challenging the muscle with sufficient load, even if that load is just your own body weight. The heavier the resistance or the harder the muscle has to work to overcome it, the greater the mechanical tension. This is often the most overlooked and potent driver for natural bodyweight gains. It's not just about getting tired, it's about making your muscles truly fight against resistance throughout the entire range of motion, especially during the lowering or eccentric phase of an exercise.
Okay, so mechanical tension, like the actual force. Makes sense. What's next?
Second, there's metabolic stress. This refers to the accumulation of certain byproducts, like lactate, within the muscle cells during sustained activity. This is what's often associated with that deep, burning sensation you feel during a workout, especially towards the end of a demanding set when you feel your muscles pumped. This buildup contributes to self-swelling literally. Your muscle cells temporarily engorging with fluid, which, surprisingly, sends a powerful signal for growth pathways within the muscle. It tells your body, we're running out of fuel and getting flooded. We need to get more efficient and stronger to handle this kind of demand next time. The burn. So that pump actually means something biologically. It's not just a feeling. Exactly. It's a physiological signal. And finally, we have muscle damage. These are literally microscopic tears in the muscle fibers, which occur from intense exercise, particularly when you're doing movements you're not fully accustomed to or pushing to your limits. Now, don't confuse this with injury. These are tiny, controlled microdamages. These micro tears signal the body to initiate a robust repair and rebuilding process. It's like the body's natural response team rushing in to not only fix the damage, but also to reinforce the structure, making the muscle more resilient and capable for future challenges. So it's this synergistic trifecta of mechanical tension, metabolic stress, and muscle damage working together that provides the comprehensive signal for your muscles to adapt, grow, and become stronger.
So it's a combination of these three factors working together to tell your muscles to grow, which makes so much sense. But it does raise a common question. If muscle damage is a trigger, does that mean if I'm not feeling sore the next day, I'm not actually growing? Is soreness a reliable indicator or maybe a misleading one for beginners?
That's an excellent and very common question, and it's a nuanced one. While muscle damage can lead to soreness, what we call delayed onset muscle soreness, or DOMS, soreness itself is not a direct indicator of muscle growth. You can definitely grow muscle without feeling debilitatingly sore every time. In fact, as your body adapts to a workout routine, you might experience less soreness even as you continue to make gains. The guide implicitly suggests focusing more on progressive overload, which we'll definitely get into, and hitting those three triggers, rather than chasing soreness for its own sake. Intense soreness can actually be a sign that you've maybe overdone it, which can hinder recovery rather than help it. So yeah, don't rely solely on soreness as your metric for success.
That's a vital distinction, really important. It helps manage expectations and keeps people from overtraining just to feel that burn.
Yeah.
But beyond the immediate workout itself, are there other, perhaps less obvious factors supporting this growth? Maybe hormonally, things we should be keenly aware of.
Absolutely. The guide emphasizes the crucial role of hormonal support, specifically mentioning key anabolic hormones like testosterone and growth hormone GH. These are your body's natural growth signals. These aren't just for, external sources. They are naturally boosted through key lifestyle factors that are entirely within your control. The first, and perhaps most overlooked, is adequate sleep. Many people think more protein is the answer, but the guide reveals that if you're only getting 5 hours of sleep, you're literally turning off your body's biggest growth hormone factory, making that extra protein almost useless for muscle gain. During deep sleep, your body is in its prime recovery and repair state, producing the majority of its daily growth hormone output. Skimping on sleep directly impairs your ability to recover, rebuild, and grow. Think of sleep as active construction time, not just downtime.
Wow. So sleep isn't just rest, it's active repair time. Huge.
Huge. Secondly, including healthy fats in your diet directly supports optimal hormone production. These fats provide the necessary building blocks for steroid hormones, including testosterone. It's not just about providing energy, it's about giving your body the very raw materials it needs for these crucial chemical messengers that regulate muscle growth. Sources like avocados, nuts, olive oil foundational. And thirdly, the very act of resistance work itself stimulates the natural release of these hormones. So the training you do not only directly triggers the muscle breakdown and repair, but also creates an internal environment more conducive to growth by boosting your body's own anabolic hormone levels. It's a beautifully integrated system where everything supports everything else.
And there was a pro tip mentioned about hydration, which seems so simple, just drinking water, but the guide really emphasizes its profound importance, right? I mean, how much of a difference can water truly make?
This raises an important question. How often do we underestimate the basics when we're constantly searching for complex solutions? The guide points out that dehydration directly impacts your workout performance and, crucially, your recovery. When you're not adequately hydrated, you'll experience less pump, that feeling of fullness and engorgement in your muscles during a workout, which, as we just discussed, is a key indicator of metabolic stress and a growth signal. Beyond that, dehydration leads to reduced strength, meaning you can't push as hard or perform as many reps, and significantly increased fatigue, causing you to tire out much quicker. You literally become weaker and less effective.
Okay, so being even a little dehydrated makes you weaker.
Got it.
Significantly weaker. Staying adequately hydrated, aiming for maybe 3-4 liters of water per day for an active individual, is foundational for effective muscle growth and overall well-being. Water is involved in every single cellular process, from transporting nutrients like amino acids to your hungry muscles, to flushing out metabolic waste products, to lubricating your joints and regulating your body temperature during intense workouts. Optimizing your hydration literally optimizes every cellular process involved in muscle repair, growth, and energy production. It's not a fancy trick or a supplement. It's a non-negotiable prerequisite for your body to function at its peak and to efficiently build muscle. It's the silent, often forgotten architect of your gains.
Architect of gains. I like that. Okay, so water, sleep, hormones, the supporting cast, absolutely essential supporting cast. And if we connect this to the bigger picture, while training triggers the muscle to adapt and grow, nutrition is unequivocally the fuel and the building blocks for that adaptation. The guide goes so far as to state that nutrition is the real king. This is a critical insight often missed by beginners who obsess over exercises but neglect their plate. Without proper fueling, your body simply can't repair those microscopic tears, synthesize new protein, or build new muscle tissue effectively. You could have the most perfectly designed workout plan, hitting all those growth triggers, but without the right nutrients, it's like trying to build a skyscraper without bricks or cement. It just won't happen. Nutrition provides the raw materials your body needs to not only recover from intense training, but to actually grow bigger and stronger.
Okay, so nutrition is the king. No arguments there. But let's break down the macronutrients. Protein, carbs, and fats. We hear about them all the time. But what are the specific targets? And more importantly for our American listener, what are the best home food options that are accessible, common, and affordable in a typical American kitchen?
All right, let's get practical. Starting with protein, which is absolutely paramount for muscle repair and growth. The target is quite specific and high for someone looking to build muscle, especially naturally. 1.6 to 2.2 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight. To put that into perspective for our American listeners using pounds, for a 150-pound person, that's roughly 109 to 150 grams of protein daily. Hitting this target consistently is absolutely non-negotiable. It's the primary building block, providing the essential amino acids necessary for repairing damaged muscle fibers and synthesizing new ones. Without enough protein, your body literally doesn't have the materials to build.
1.6 to 2.2 grams per kilo, or roughly, what, 0.7 to 1 gram per pound of body weight? Somewhere in that ballpark.
Yeah, that's a good ballpark conversion for people thinking in pounds.
Yeah.
Maybe closer to 0.8 to 1 gram per pound if you're really pushing for gains. Consistency is key.
Okay. And for our American listeners, what are the go-to protein sources that are easily found and prepared, things you can grab at any grocery store?
Yeah, the guide specifically lists several excellent, accessible, and often budget-friendly options that are staples in the U.S. diet. First up is chicken breast. It's a lean, complete protein, meaning it contains all 9 essential amino acids your body can't produce on its own. It's incredibly versatile for cooking. Grill it, bake it, shred it, you name it. Relatively affordable, widely available, easy win.
Chicken breast. Classic. What else?
Then there's tuna, specifically canned tuna.
Yeah.
This is an incredibly affordable, convenient, and shelf-stable source of protein. You just open a can, drain it, add it to salads, mix it with maybe a little Greek yogurt instead of mayo for a healthier tuna salad, or just eat it plain. No cooking needed. Huge protein punch. Next, we have Greek yogurt. This is a dairy powerhouse, offering much higher protein content per serving compared to regular yogurt, especially the plain, unflavored varieties. Plus, it's great for gut health. Mixed with fruits, nuts, honey, easy breakfast or snack. Just check the labels for higher protein counts.
Greek yogurt. Yeah, that's become super popular. Good one. Any plant-based or other options?
Definitely. For those looking for plant-based options or just to diversify, beans are fantastic. Black beans, kidney beans, chickpeas, lentils, they're all versatile, inexpensive, and provide a good amount of plant-based protein along with crucial fiber, which, let's be honest, many people don't get enough of. Add them to soups, stews, salads, make chili, veggie burgers, and don't forget eggs. Incredibly versatile, complete protein, great any time of day, and usually very cost-effective. So chicken, tuna, Greek yogurt, eggs, beans, that's a solid, accessible, affordable foundation right there for hitting protein goals.
That's a really practical list. Okay, what about carbohydrates? They often get a bad rap in some diet circles, especially when someone's trying to get lean. How do we balance fueling intense workouts without adding unwanted fat, especially with home foods? They're essential for energy, right?
You've hit on a crucial point. Carbohydrates are your body's primary and most efficient energy source, and they are absolutely essential for muscle growth. No question. They fuel your intense workouts, letting you push harder, and they're critical for recovery by replenishing muscle glycogen stores, basically refilling your muscle fuel tanks. Without enough carbs, your body might start breaking down muscle protein for energy. Totally counterproductive. You want protein for building, carbs for fuel. The key is choosing the right kinds of carbs. For American home diets, the guide suggests some excellent complex carbohydrate sources.
Okay, so not just any carbs. What are the good ones?
First, brown rice, a whole grain, provides sustained energy release. No sharp blood sugar spikes and crashes. Easy to cook in batches, pairs with anything. Next, quinoa. Often thought of as a grain, but technically a seed. It's remarkable because it's not only a great complex carb, but also a complete protein itself. Gluten-free, packed with fiber, micronutrients. Super efficient food. Cooks quickly, great base for meals or in salads.
Quinoa. Yeah, that's another one that's everywhere now. Good stuff. What else?
And then simply fruit. Natural sugars in fruits like bananas, apple, berries provide quick energy, excellent pre-workout fuel for a burst or quick replenishment post-workout. Plus you get vitamins, minerals, fiber, all contributing to overall health, digestion, nutrient absorption. Super important. So embracing brown rice, quinoa, fruit, and also things like oats, whole wheat bread that ensures you have the sustained energy needed to power workouts and recover without the pitfalls of, sugary junk.
Right, focus on the whole food sources.
Yeah.
And healthy fats, often overlooked in the excitement around protein and carbs, but they play a crucial, kind of unsung role, don't they? What are the best home options?
You're absolutely right. Healthy fats are vital for a ton of bodily functions that directly impact muscle growth and health. As we touched on, essential for optimal hormone production, especially testosterone. Also crucial for nutrient absorption, like fat-soluble vitamins A, D, E, K. Important for recovery, bone health, immune function. Plus they're calorie-dense. Important for a lean bulk, providing energy without huge food volume. Makes hitting calorie targets easier. The guide recommends some excellent home-friendly options.
Like, what should people look for?
Avocado. Rich in heart-healthy monounsaturated fats. Super versatile salads, sandwiches, guacamole, even smoothies for creaminess and fat boost. Then there's olive oil. Excellent for cooking, dressings, readily available source of those beneficial monounsaturated fats. And fish oil, often taken as a supplement, but the reason is the omega-3 fatty acids, EPA and DHA. Known for anti-inflammatory properties, which can significantly aid muscle recovery, reduce soreness, letting you train harder more consistently. You can get omega-3s from fatty fish like salmon too, but a supplement ensures consistent intake. Other great home options, nuts like almonds, walnuts, seeds like chia or flax seeds, easy to add to yogurt, oatmeal, salads.
Nuts, seeds, olive oil, avocado, fatty fish. Got it. Now, speaking of supplements, the guide mentions a few optional ones. What are they, and what's the general idea behind using them, especially for someone focusing on natural, home-based gains? Are they really necessary or just a nice to have?
Okay, supplements. The guide lists 4 optional ones, and it's crucial to stress they are optional, not essential, especially for beginners with a solid whole food diet. They complement, they don't replace. First, whey protein. Fast-digesting protein from milk. Super convenient, especially post-workout for a quick amino acid hit to kickstart repair. Or just when getting enough whole food protein is tough because of schedule or appetite. It's a convenient way to hit that protein target we talked about.
Okay, whey for convenience and speed post-workout. What else?
Next is creatine. This is one of the most researched and scientifically validated supplements out there, period. It works by increasing your body's ability to rapidly produce energy ATP during short bursts of high-intensity activity. Think those last few tough reps of push-ups or squats. Your body makes creatine naturally, but supplementing can saturate your muscle stores. This leads to improved strength, power, and ultimately muscle mass over time because you can push harder in workouts. Think of it as giving your muscles a bit more instant fuel for those explosive moments.
Creatine. Heard a lot about that one. Sounds like it has real science behind it.
It absolutely does. Then there's L-carnitine. This compound is involved in transporting fatty acids into your cell's energy factories, the mitochondria, to be burned for fuel. While it sounds like it could directly help fat burning or muscle building, its direct impact on muscle growth in healthy, well-fed individuals is less pronounced, less consistent in research compared to protein or creatine. That's why it's firmly optional. Might have niche benefits, but not a primary muscle builder for most. And finally, fish oil, which we just discussed, provides those crucial omega-3s, great for reducing overall inflammation, aiding recovery, lessening soreness, helps you bounce back faster.
Okay, so whey, creatine, maybe L-carnitine, fish oil, optional extra dry.
Exactly. Optional. The key takeaway is that your primary focus always needs to be on consistent, nutrient-dense whole food diet and effective training. Supplements fill gaps, maybe enhance performance slightly, or support health. They're an addition, not a replacement for the real king of nutrition. Don't fall into the trap of thinking a powder or pill will fix a poor diet or inconsistent training. It just won't.
Solid advice. Don't major in the minors. Okay, this is great information, providing a clear roadmap for what to eat. But let's make it real for our listener. The guide provides a sample meal plan specifically for a USA version lean bulk. Can you walk us through a typical day? Show how these concepts turn into actual meals with those accessible home foods.
Absolutely. This plan exemplifies how to structure meals using those exact home food options, showing a balanced approach to fuel muscle growth all day long. It starts simply in the morning with banana and peanut butter. Quick, effective combo. Banana gives fast carbs for immediate energy to start the day. Peanut butter offers healthy fats and decent plant-based protein to sustain you. Super easy, available everywhere, perfect pre-workout snack if you train early.
Banana and PB. Can't get much simpler. What's next, especially after a workout?
Then, crucially, comes the post-workout meal. Critical window for recovery. The plan suggests eggs, oats, and a shake. Eggs, fantastic complete protein, all essential amino acids for immediate repair. Oats, complex carbs to replenish glycogen, plus sustained energy. The shake, likely whey protein, offers quick absorption, getting amino acids to muscles rapidly when they're primed for repair. This trio is a powerful recovery engine.
Eggs, oats, shake, covering all the bases post-workout. Makes sense. Lunch.
For lunch, the guide recommends a substantial meal: chicken, quinoa, and avocado. Chicken breast again for lean, high-quality protein. Quinoa serves dual purpose, complex carbs for sustained energy and complete protein itself. Very efficient, nutrient-dense. Avocado adds those healthy monounsaturated fats, helps satiety, nutrient absorption, hormone support. A complete, balanced meal to keep you full and fueled for hours, prevents junk food cravings.
Solid lunch. Chicken, quinoa, avocado. Okay, what about snacks or later in the day?
In the evening, snack, the plan keeps it simple yet effective. Greek yogurt and almonds. Greek yogurt, high-protein dairy, perfect for staving off hunger and feeding muscles. Almonds provide healthy fats, fiber, satisfying crunch, plus a bit more protein. Helps maintain a steady nutrient supply, preventing cravings.
Greek yogurt and almonds, easy enough. Dimmel.
Dinner is another robust meal. Salmon, sweet potato, and spinach. Salmon, excellent lean protein, plus those crucial omega-3 fats for reducing inflammation, aiding recovery. Sweet potato, nutrient-dense complex carb, rich in vitamins, fiber, providing sustained energy for evening and overnight recovery. Spinach adds essential micronutrients, vitamins, minerals, supporting overall health and functions needed for growth and repair.
Salmon, sweet potato, spinach. Another power combo. Anything before bed?
Finally, night before bed, the guide suggests cottage cheese and walnuts.
Yeah.
Cottage cheese is mostly casein, a slow-digesting protein. It releases amino acids gradually over hours, ideal for supplying muscles throughout the night while you sleep. Potentially prevents muscle breakdown, supports recovery. Walnuts offer healthy fats, some protein, help fullness, support nutrient intake before the overnight fast. This whole plan really shows how you can effectively fuel a lean bulk using readily available everyday American grocery items. No expensive specialty stuff needed.
This really demonstrates how you can get all those macros and the critical micronutrients from everyday grocery items you likely already have or can easily find, proving you don't need exotic foods to build muscle effectively. It truly puts the power back in your hands.
Moving beyond nutrition, the physical stimulus is what tells your muscles to grow. What's fascinating here is how effectively you can achieve this stimulus without needing a gym or specialized equipment. The guide provides a clear no gym needed strength training blueprint. It leverages your own body weight and clever exercise variations to provide significant resistance and stimulate those hypertrophy triggers we talked about.
So for someone starting this journey at home, how often are we looking to train? And what kind of structure does the guide recommend to ensure we're hitting all the major muscle groups effectively without any equipment?
The guide suggests a surprisingly high training frequency, recommending 4 to 6 days per week. This consistency is absolutely key for signaling continuous muscle growth and adaptation. This isn't about, crushing yourself into dust every single day, but providing frequent, effective stimulus. The workouts are structured around common training splits, either body part splits or full body sessions, using exercises that require minimal to no equipment. This high frequency lets you hit muscle groups more often, more opportunities for growth stimulation throughout the week, while still allowing adequate recovery within the program. Remember, consistency and adaptation.
4-6 days a week? That's quite a commitment, but makes sense if you're spreading out the work and focusing on consistency. So let's get into the specifics. What are the key exercises for each body part someone can do effectively right at home without fancy gear? Walk us through some real examples, maybe how to make them easier or harder.
Okay, the plan brilliantly breaks it down into accessible categories, truly maximizing what you can do with just your body. For a push day, targeting chest, shoulders, triceps, the core exercises are push-ups and dips. Let's start with push-ups. Proper form is critical. Straight line head to heels, core engaged, lower chest almost to the floor, elbows slightly tucked. Common mistake. Hips sag or butt pikes up. Takes tension off the chest. For beginners, if full push-ups are too tough, start with incline push-ups against a counter, table, or wall. Higher surface easier. Get stronger. Move lower. Or do knee push-ups, maintaining that straight line from knees to head. For progression, regular push-ups easy. Try to decline push-ups, elevate feet on a chair or couch. Higher feet harder, hits upper chest shoulders more. Or slow down the tempo, 3 to 4 seconds lowering, increases time under tension. Or explosive push-ups, push up powerfully. Maybe hands leave the floor briefly.
Okay, lots of push-up variations. What about dips?
For dips, targets triceps. Lower chest, use 2 sturdy chairs back to back, or the edge of a sturdy counter or table. Hands shoulder width apart, legs extended, lower until shoulders are below elbows, push back up. For beginners, keep knees bent, feet on floor to assist. For progression, straighten legs or elevate feet on another chair to increase resistance. You can also add pauses at the bottom.
Got it. Push-ups and dips for push day. What about pull day? Back and biceps. That seems harder at home.
It is often the trickiest part, yeah. But there are effective solutions. Main exercises are rows and pull-ups. Since most home setups lack pull-up bars, you can do inverted rows or Australian pull-ups. Lie under a sturdy table, grab the edge, keep body straight, pull chest towards it. More horizontal body, harder. Don't let hips sag. For beginners, start more upright, feet flat, easier. For progression, feet further under table or elevate feet on a chair to make body more horizontal. Big increase in challenge. Could also use a broomstick across 2 sturdy chairs, is safe. For pull-ups, if you do have a door frame bar, great. Focus on chest to bar, not just chin over, if no bar. Not a direct substitute, but a resistance band, pull parts, or specific bodyweight rows focusing on squeezing shoulder blades can simulate the movement. Or door frame rows, hold on to sides of a sturdy frame, lean back, pull forward.
Inverted rows under a table. Creative. Okay, leg day. Can't skip leg day.
Absolutely not. Essential for overall strength, athleticism, and boosting those growth hormones naturally. Guide highlights squats and lunges. Bodyweight squats. Fundamental. Feet shoulder width, chest up, lower hips like sitting in a chair, thighs parallel to floor. Knees track over toes, don't cave in. For beginners, focus on depth with good form. Use a chair to sit stand from for practice. For progression, jump squats for explosiveness. Single leg variations like pistol squats, very advanced. Or Bulgarian split squats using a chair for support, huge challenge on one leg. Or add pauses at the bottom. Lunges forward, reverse, walking hit quads, hamstrings, glutes effectively. Step, lower back knee towards ground, both knees 90 degrees. Front knee shouldn't go past toes. For progression, jump lunges for explosiveness or just increase reps.
Squats and lunges. Tons of variations there too. Shoulders and core.
Guide suggests pike push-ups and planks. Pike push-ups, great for shoulder strength. Step towards handstand push-ups. Start in downward dog. Hips high, lower head towards floor, bending elbows. Feel shoulders work. For progression, elevate feet on a chair to increase angle resistance. Makes it harder. Planks, staple for core stability, endurance. Maintain straight line head to heels, engage glute score, no sagging or piking hips. For progression, vary with side planks or extend one arm leg, or both, to challenge stability more.
Pike push-ups and planks. Covers the core and shoulders well. And the HIIT full body day.
Yeah, that's for conditioning. Cardio health, burning extra calories, exercises like burpees, full body explosive movement gets heart rate up fast. Combine squat, push-up, jump. Jumping jacks included for cardiovascular work, boost stamina, good warm-up, cool-down, or active recovery. General rep sets. Guide doesn't specify, but good start is usually 3-4 sets of 8-15 reps for strength hypertrophy. Adjust exercise difficulty to stay in that range. For HIIT, short bursts, max effort, brief rest.
This structure makes it incredibly clear you can hit every major muscle group effectively without equipment, just using body weight and gravity and clever variations. But you mentioned this earlier, what's absolutely crucial for long-term progress with these bodyweight exercises. Because if you can't add more plates to a bar, how do you keep getting stronger and seeing gains?
This is the million-dollar question for bodyweight training, right?
Okay.
And it's where many beginners hit a wall. How do you get stronger without adding weight? The answer, as the guide implicitly stresses by listing no progressive overload as a common mistake, is progressive overload. Fundamental principle. You must continuously challenge your muscles to do more than they're used to. Your body only adapts and grows if it perceives a new, harder stressor. If you do the same 10 push-ups, same form day in, day out for months, your muscles adapt, then stop growing. They need to be pushed to force further adaptation.
So progressive overload is the key. How do you do that with just body weight?
Several creative, effective ways, far beyond just adding weight. First, simply increase repetitions within your sets. Did 10 push-ups last week, aim for 11 or 12 this week. Simple. Second, increase sets. Do more rounds. Doing 3 sets. Try 4. Adds volume. Powerful method, decrease rest time between sets, makes the workout denser, increases metabolic stress, cardio demand. Cutting 30 seconds off rest makes the same reps feel way harder. Can also slow down the tempo of movements, increases time under tension, makes each rep more challenging. Like 3-4 seconds lowering on a push-up or squat before pushing up, makes muscles work longer. Another highly effective strategy. Perform harder variations. Move from knee push-ups to regular push-ups, regular to decline push-ups, bodyweight squats to jump squats, or Bulgarian split squats. Could also increase training frequency, like the 4 to 6 days week target. More frequent, effective stimulus plus recovery drives progress.
Okay, so reps, sets, less rest, slower tempo, harder variations, frequency, lots of ways to keep progressing.
Exactly. This constant challenge, making the exercise harder in some measurable way, relentlessly forces muscles to adapt and grow. Without progressive overload, progress will plateau. No matter how perfect your form or diet, arguably the most important principle for long-term bodyweight gains, you got to keep pushing that boundary.
We've touched on science, food, training, the big three, but there are often overlooked, almost secret aspects to muscle building that aren't about lifting or eating. What does the guide tell us about recovery, beyond just time off, and the crucial mental side of this journey?
This is truly where many beginners fall short, even if they're diligent with workouts and diet. Building muscle isn't just workout time. It's profoundly influenced by what happens outside of it. The guide highlights 2 critical, often neglected areas: sleep and recovery, and the mind-muscle connection, plus the overall mental game.
Sleep and recovery again. Let's dive deeper there.
As we mentioned, 7 to 9 hours of quality sleep daily is non-negotiable. Not just feeling rested, it's prime repair and growth time. Body produces most daily growth hormones during deep sleep. Muscle tissue is repaired, rebuilt. Skimping on sleep directly sabotages gains by impairing recovery and hormone production. Think of sleep as your body's ultimate construction crew working overtime. Like pulling a cake out of the oven halfway through. You wouldn't expect it to be done, right?
Yeah.
Muscles are the same.
So prioritize sleep like you prioritize workouts. What else for recovery?
Beyond just sleep, the guide strongly recommends tracking your progress. Weekly photos, measurements, logbooks. Seems tedious maybe, but vital for motivation and making adjustments. When working out at home, without immediate feedback of heavier weights, visual feedback and seeing numbers improve, more reps, smaller waist, visible changes in photos provides tangible evidence. That feedback loop fuels motivation, shows your consistent effort is paying off. Additionally, incorporating active recovery, light activities like yoga, light walks, gentle stretching helps improve blood flow to tired muscles, reduces soreness, enhances flexibility, aids the repair process without adding more stress, helps you feel better, ready for the next intense session, optimizes healing.
Tracking progress and active recovery. Makes sense. What about the mental side, mind-muscle connection?
Right, the mind-muscle connection, plus mental game. Mind-muscle connection is about actively focusing on squeezing and feeling the target muscle work during every single repetition. Not just mechanically moving A to B, it's feeling the contraction, visualizing fiber shortening, lengthening. For push-ups, think squeeze chest, triceps. For squats, feel glutes, quads working. This conscious engagement can significantly increase muscle activation, lead to better results over time. More effectively recruiting intended muscles. Turns workout into focused, intentional effort. More bang for your buck per rep.
Focusing the mind on the muscle takes practice, I imagine.
It does, but it pays off. And the broader mental game is equally, if not more, important. Building muscle, especially naturally and at home where external accountability might be less, requires significant discipline, motivation. The guide implicitly stresses consistency, which is fundamentally a mental battle. It suggests maybe joining fitness communities, following motivational content. Being part of a supportive environment, even online, can be a huge driver for sticking to the plan. The core message is profound. Your mindset, discipline, ability to stay consistent are just as important as perfect reps or exact macros. This mental fortitude separates those who make progress from those who give up when initial excitement fades. It's about showing up even on days you don't feel like it. That's the real work sometimes.
The mental game. Discipline and consistency, huge factors.
Absolutely huge. And what's fascinating here is that avoiding mistakes can be as crucial as diligently following best practices. The guide explicitly outlines common pitfalls that can significantly derail a beginner's natural, home-based muscle-building journey. Understanding these helps you navigate around obstacles, maximize efforts.
So as our listeners embark on this home-based muscle-building journey, what are the big traps they should be keenly aware of and actively avoid? Because sometimes knowing what not to do is just as powerful as knowing what to do, right?
Exactly. The guide lists 4 critical mistakes that often plague beginners, causing frustration and stagnation. The first, and perhaps most fundamental, is skipping protein. We called it the real king. For muscle building, the literal building blocks. Consistently failing to meet your daily protein target, that 1.6 to 2.2 gigograms, means muscles won't have the necessary amino acids to repair microtears and grow. Foundational error renders hard training ineffective. Body literally cannot build muscle without enough protein, like trying to build a brick wall without enough bricks. Simple as that.
Skipping protein, number one mistake. Got it. What's next?
The second mistake, which we just covered extensively, is no progressive overload. If you do the same number of push-ups, squats, rows for months without trying to increase reps, sets, decrease rest, slow tempo, or do harder variations, muscles adapt, then stop growing. They need continuous challenge to force further adaptation. Body is efficient. If you don't give it a reason to change, it won't. Why understanding those body weight progressions is so vital.
No progressive overload. Stagnation guaranteed. Makes sense. Third
On the list are 2 deeply intertwined factors: poor sleep and no hydration. Often overlooked because they don't feel active like lifting, but as we highlighted, deeply linked to performance and recovery. Chronic sleep deprivation impairs crucial growth hormone production, severely hampers body's ability to repair muscle overnight. Similarly, chronic dehydration reduces strength, causes premature fatigue, diminishes that satisfying pump. Neglecting these seemingly simple yet absolutely fundamental elements severely limits your potential for gains, no matter how perfectly you train or eat. They're the non-negotiable backdrop. You can't out-train or out-eat poor recovery.
sleep, hydration again, foundational. Okay, what's the last big mistake?
And finally, a very significant mental trap, particularly prevalent now: comparing yourself to influencers. In the age of social media, incredibly easy to fall into this. The guide specifically warns against comparing your natural, home-based progress to what you see online. Remember, you're seeing their highlight reel, not the daily grind. These individuals often have access to advanced training-specific diets, coaches, perfect lighting, camera angles, and maybe even performance-enhancing drugs, not part of a natural journey. Constant comparison leads to immense frustration, unrealistic expectations, and ultimately losing motivation and giving up. Your journey is unique. Progress measured against your starting point, your consistent efforts, not someone else's curated reality. Your real competition is who you were yesterday.
That last point is really, really important. Focus on your own lane, your own progress. Don't get caught up in the comparison game. It's a mental game changer when you realize that. So what does this all mean for you, our listener, looking to build muscle right from your home? We've gone deep into the science of hypertrophy, broken down the essential American home food options for muscle gain, discussed a comprehensive bodyweight training plan needing absolutely no gym, and highlighted the crucial, often overlooked role of sleep, recovery, and a strong, resilient mindset. This is about taking control of your physical transformation using accessible, natural, and sustainable methods.
Yeah, if we connect this to the bigger picture, the guide's final words really distill the essence. You don't need fancy gyms or expensive, complicated supplements to get real, tangible results. What you do need is unwavering consistency, diligent focus on natural whole foods available at any American grocery store, smart, progressive bodyweight training that constantly challenges muscles, and adequate, high-quality sleep. These are the fundamental, interconnected pillars underpinning all natural muscle growth. The path is about strategic, dedicated effort applied consistently to these basics, leveraging what you already have, not chasing what you don't. It's about building a better you, brick by brick, from your own home.
It's about empowering yourself with the profound knowledge that the tools you need are likely already within your reach, in your kitchen cupboards, in your own body's incredible capacity to adapt, and in your daily habits. This isn't about becoming a bodybuilder overnight or achieving some unrealistic physique in a month. It's about making sustainable, incremental progress toward a stronger, healthier, more capable you. One consistent step at a time, entirely on your own terms.
And this raises an important question for you to consider as you wrap up this deep dive. How might you start integrating just one new habit from today's discussion into your routine this very week? Maybe it's committing to adding more protein to breakfast, trying one new bodyweight exercise progression, or simply committing to an extra hour of quality sleep each night. Remember that small, consistent steps applied diligently over time can lead to truly significant and natural gains in muscle and overall well-being. It all starts with that first consistent step.
Until next time, stay consistent, stay natural, and keep diving deep into the knowledge that empowers you.